Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 India Edition, where we're now witnessing our elevated train stations and our first elevated commuter line now coming in. This is what we got set up in the last episode, which means a line now goes from Tirunelveli all the way up to Hyderabad on the eastern peninsula of South India. That line runs through Madurai, Trek, Pud, Nellore, Bez, all the way up to Hyderabad and back down to Tirunelveli, and we're now transporting more passengers than we ever have done before. This part of India right now is eventually going to become one big city as all the cities are now growing. Look at the end of it right now. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities all merged to look like one. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It really is. So now that we've got all the commuter lines, all the passenger lines, all the connections for passengers in every single town in the South Peninsula of the Indian area, we're now going to take a look at the high-speed train network. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand it. Now, we're going to do a few things today to try and improve it, make it better. We are going to upgrade the train lines, the actual train tracks, to a higher speed variant. And we're also going to change all the trains on them to making sure that they are faster and hold more capacity. We have a lot of people waiting right now. You can see, I mean, Bangalore is overwhelmed, but I think it's overwhelmed with the Mantabel route, which is the trains going to Mysore right now. Is this a passenger line? This is coming in, but I don't think it'll eat into it enough. But we've got lots of expansions that we need to do. So what we're going to do today then is the high-speed train line starts in Tirunelveli. He goes to Coimbatore, hops over to Bangalore, then all the way up to Hyderabad, then all the way to Nagpur. We're going to make it go from Nagpur. We're going to now literally skip all the towns around it and make it transport itself all the way up to New Delhi. This is going to be wild, this is going to be huge, and this is going to cause absolute chaos. So if you are enjoying the series so far, guys, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, the reason why this is going to be absolutely crazy is because we need to build a really big station in New Delhi. Now, New Delhi has traffic jams for days right now, and I think it's mainly down to the fact there's only one bridge across the water. So we might try and see if we can kind of help out in any way, shape, or form. Now, a few people in a few episodes right now are not happy with me destroying cities to build train stations. But what you guys got to remember is, if I kind of take, for example, let's say, I mean, where's one I recently destroyed on the coastal lines? Let's say, for example, I take, well, this whole area here that I destroyed. Remember when I destroyed this whole area, guys? Now look at it. You see what I mean? Sometimes, well, I say sometimes, all the time, if I was to add a train station to Ratlam right now, and I destroyed half of it to build a train station, once I get the connection in and the people come back and forth, what that does then, it gives us, because this is how the game works, if you give the game the ability to have public transport, you will then get a percentage boost increase. And all these percentages equal to what the population could be. So for example, this is a target population of 70, but because it's got a 60% boost with all the boosts here, so 70% up, 10% down equals 60, that's the target the city can grow to. So in a city where, for example, I've added now public transport, you can see my connections added 230% more. So there's what it should be. And this is what it is after the percentage boost. That's how the game works. So for those complaining about me destroying cities to build train stations, just remember, me doing it is going to make the city grow 10 times as big. And that's what we're going to have to do in New Delhi, guys. That is what we're going to have to do in New Delhi. Now, New Delhi, target population wants to be 700, with the little boost, 900. New Delhi's going to go wild. Okay? New Delhi is going to go absolutely ridiculous if that's the target population without any major boosts just yet. So I need to make sure, no wonder we got traffic already, but I need to make sure what I do, it means the train station is going to be able to handle the amount of traffic. So I am going to destroy a lot of New Delhi. It has to happen, unfortunately. It has to happen. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and set it up to a point where I can get a station inside. It kind of touches the majority of all the areas. Roads go around it. And we also need to make sure the high-speed train line can come in, but we can also have commuter lines come in as well. So let's pause the game, because I want to do this without New Delhi growing. Now, yeah, I'm going to destroy a lot of it, but if that's the target population, New Delhi will bounce back pretty quick before I even get in the public transport. So, first we got to figure out then, where's it coming from? Well, it's coming all the way from Nagpur, so that's going to go, at some point, pop up. I can even make it go through Jub here, and then go through these, and then in. Okay, it's actually quite an easy run in, if I get to run in this side. Now, it would be nice to get it to run in and be within the downtown area, so I could utilize this square to building a big train station, and that will be in the middle. Or I could run the train line and train station against the edge of the water, but the station itself is going to be quite big and wide, so I wouldn't get much space. I don't want to destroy the river, so I'll have to pull it kind of here. And if I can maybe squeeze it between these two roads there leading down, that could work out fairly well. It's all dependent on how big or small I make it. So I've explained why I destroy roads. Now I've got to destroy cities. Now I've got to destroy them even more. But trust me, it will bounce back. So bearing in mind, it's a city size of 859. Target population 912. Remember those numbers, okay? So I'm gonna destroy you, destroy you, destroy you, destroy you. It's all gotta go. Unfortunately, it's all gotta go because I need a train station in the heart of this city. So buildings, passenger. Now that's all well and good having it that size, but I need to make it a whole lot smaller. So let's see. I feel like we're going to have to also delete you back a bit. Oh no, not all of it. Not all of it needs to be deleted. Delete you. Just so I can make this bend more consistent as one. Right, train. There's a bridge there. So it'll be nice to get it kind of connected to it a little bit more. If I put this... I'm going to do another bridge as well. I'll probably bring that bridge over there. So probably put it in the center is the best bet. I'm going to build that there, but I don't like how far away the train line is from the road. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete the buildings. Right, hold on. Wait for the auto update right now. The auto save, sorry. Come on. Anyway, I got stuff to do. I've got stuff to do, boys. He's only gone and got stuff to do right now. There we go. Right, delete all of this. And let me get now the tracks. So we need the high-speed tracks. So we're going to have to upgrade the ones that are currently exist in there right now. So actually, I'm just going to delete them. It'll be easier. Right, so if I build, for example, a set of 4 tracks here. Now, I'm either going to treat this as an end route or have multiple routes on it. Or do I treat it as a bypassing route? Can we see the line extending further than New Delhi? I'm not too sure. I don't know whether to kind of create New Delhi as a big hub. Now, what that would mean is I wouldn't necessarily... It wouldn't require me to have bypassing train tracks. So instead, what I could do is create like an end terminus kind of setup in many ways. So if I get the train tracks now, sorry, not the train tracks, the platforms, and if I do it like this, it allows us then to bring in a multitude of trains, and the high-speed trains can share the same platforms with the normal trains if we allow them to utilize all 4. That means any train coming in right now has the ability to pick 4 platforms, okay? That means there can be 4 trains loading and unloading at one time, which is great. We're going to leave the end ones here for being cargo. We'll leave that as it is like that. Because we need the bend to kind of fix round with us now. So we'll push the station back a little bit further. So unfortunately, the buildings will be more deleted. But it's okay. Right, and to there, to there, to there. there, and leave it as that. Right, platforms again. Right, this will make all sense right now. I know it's not perfectly aligned, but it doesn't need to be, okay? It doesn't need to be. We're going to get then the extra stuff, the miscellaneous. So I'll do an underpass, underpass, underpass. We'll do then one set just here as well. We'll do a bunch of canopies. So this is an end station, okay? This is different to what we normally do. There's not many end stations that I've built in the game. I think there's only one or two other ones. Passenger buildings. So let's go for the big boy first. Where can I throw in the big boy? Nowhere is the answer. You're too big for there. You would fit perfectly here. So if I do one there, one there. Okay. And then make the building kind of go around the edge here. And what we're ultimately after right now is as many connections as we can get in. Right, for this train station. That's all we're bothered about at this point. So if I get the road right now and I kind of then bend this round to there, which is not going to happen. So annoyingly, I've got to delete all this, but trust me, it will grow back. It will grow back. Right, you're to there, and then straight street roads in. I'm going to delete this one and then redo a new one. There we go. There we go. And then it allows me now then to get a few more connections in for the train station. So bear with me on this, boys. It's still incomplete right now. Now it gets a little bit tricky here to implement it. So we have other options. I can do little kind of side access bits there. I can kind of make the building stick out further than what they originally was. You just got to play around with sizes. That's what it all comes down to, is just playing around with sizes. So what I could do here is back to the platforms, is just add this along the back side of it there, just to maybe push over the street access. As you can then see, that just about connects in there on that side. And that's all I need. So it's not the prettiest of stations, okay? It's not the prettiest. But it connects to this one side, and not so much over here just yet, but there's not enough bridges to connect over. So let's add in some additional bridges right now. Let's see where this would go. So to be honest with you, the main road around this side is here. So that will make the most sense to create a bridge for it. But the way that this is trying to situate the roads, I'm not a huge fan. So I'm going to have to delete all this. All right, you're now all gone. If this road came through like that, let me go in a little bit of a bendy-wendy. So let me bring that to there first, and then... Right, you out here, and then bendy-wendy like that. So it's not the greatest of alignments and connections. We're going to terraform it a little bit to kind of make it a little bit more builder-friendly. And then this road then dragging off here will connect to there. Which, what I'm going to do, we'll do a, oh, not a suspension bridge. We'll do something like this. That's fine. We're going to completely change the city on this side. So delete that like that. And then this road, while it does come down to about there, I will then choose to bend it to go to here. So I'm going to have to delete this back a bit more. So just like that. There we go, and then run the roads in how they originally would have gone. So that gives us then the flow through this way to avoid having to go up and around, but we still got this original bridge here that they can potentially just utilize. And then we can eventually build more bridges in the future as well. Right, absolute chaos and carnage I've now just caused. I completely understand, okay? Before you get crazy and mental at me right now in the comment section, you know, you got to understand this is going to make New Delhi grow even more. Now, we're going to flatten the edges around here just a little bit more because we want to make the edges as builder-friendly as we can. So the buildings on the edge of this road will not be small buildings. They've got a little bit more space to kind of be a little bit chunkier. if that makes sense. So push this out a bit more. Very good, very good. Smoothing this out a bit. And what I'll do, I'll flatten it a bit more now. Push it slightly out. And then we terrain it. So do it from the bottom. So at least the buildings can be a little bit bigger and have a little bit more freedom to grow as well. Right, that's all done there. I wouldn't really want to change much else at this point. We've got a nice glorious road connection now in. We just got to bring the train line out. So, looking at this road as well, it kind of bends away from us at this point. So delete you, delete you. Again, I know it's complete destruction, but it is what it is. So running that straight, and then you go this way. Running that straight like this. And that's where the train line's going to then run out, okay? That's how we're going to utilize it and how we're going to treat it. Road crossing there. Granted, we have this one here, which you could argue with the way that the bridge goes across. Not really much direction. You could argue having this bridge in here would be great as well. So I'll add a third bridge in for New Delhi. Ooh, this is going to be interesting, boys, with all these connections right now. It's gonna literally get rid of all vehicle traffic, just having these additional 2 bridges. So let's run the train lines out. So we're going with the high-speed tracks at this point. And we're going to run like this. So just cutting through. There we go. Bring this. Now, this is going to be interesting how we do this type of connection here. So what we've got to do is we've got to bring them in together. So if I run that to there, run this to about here. And then what I do then is push that onto that side. We bring this into there. This into there. And then we do our crisscross. Now, where's that road? That bridge there. So the crisscross makes... I mean, I could do the crisscross here and allow that to connect over. I don't know. Where's that other bridge? The other bridge is just there as well. And push that further down. Right, let me see what would happen. So straight through and over. So if I cancel off this strip. Push this up. And it might effectively change the layout. But now we've got a little bit more freedom to kind of allow them to grow. I've got all this space here for a crisscross, because you don't know how big the trains are going to be, but I'll throw that all in. And then I'm going to quickly drop in a signal. So we'll do our signal here before all the chaos ensues. And then we should be all good. We should be all good. So there is a few things there I've done differently to what I normally do. And it is a little bit of a mess right now. And to be honest with you, New Delhi has dropped nearly 200 in city size with residents, okay? We understand that. We understand that because I've caused a lot of chaos and destruction. But it's what's going to happen now when I bring trains to it, which is going to completely change the city forever. Right, smoothing all this. Again, like I said, got to get it as builder-friendly as we can. And there we go. And it's high-speed trains as well, so this is going to be interesting. So we've got to lead this out, and what it's going to have to do is go towards Nagpur. Now, eventually I'll probably add a commuter line in Jub here, and with the commuter line, I can use the high-speed train line as a bypassing route, but until that point, I don't have the option to do so. So, I want to create here then with the tracks, and where's that? There, okay, so if I run this... Now, all this stuff could be subject to change in the future. Now, I don't know whether it's a good idea to run like here or run this way. It probably makes a little bit more sense to run this way, but where is the underground train tracks there? So if I could get them to ultimately go through here. Now this what I'm building will probably be adjusted and changed in the future. So if I get these middle tracks now, you to run and connect to there, do the same on this to this one. So because we don't really know what we're going to do with this side of India yet, the high-speed trains is going to run the shortest distance at the moment. And then we could integrate them with other areas in the future. Like what we did with Bellary. Where is it? Where's Bellary? Where we've incorporated the high-speed train lines as the center section to the commuter lines either side. So that's something that we could do in the future. So we're going to bring this down, round and then in. That's literally all we've got to now do. So if I pick a point there to go across to here, what does it mess up? Well, first thing, it messes up the little crossroads section. Do I make it go higher or lower? But then again, we've got to go across this bridge, haven't we? So how does this now work? So keeping that as a snap. Nice little bridge. I don't want to go suspension. Well, not suspension, steel. It's a bit too much for me at the minute. And straight across. So just finding my alignments to what we can pretty much run with. So obviously this is not going to align perfectly just yet, but let me just... Oh, that's created a bridge. I don't like that. I know I said this in the past that I don't like bridges and whatnot. I only like bridges when they're meaningful and they actually go over something of importance. If it doesn't go over anything, then I'd rather not do a bridge. What? What's the issue here? Am I making it go into a tunnel? Would that make any difference to us? Let's find out. This is a little bit gone off plan now, a little bit. So that'll pop up there. I don't mind it. I've gone from a bridge to now going in a tunnel. Interesting. Alright, smoothing all that off anyway. Through there, smoothing all you off. Up and over. Smoothing all you. So how's that now looking? Not too bad, boys. Not too bad. Oh, I can't wait to see New Delhi grow. I really can't. So I've got to bring these both now together. So run this first and foremost going straight. Same on this side. And then we've got to figure out where the connection lies. So I could either just choose to do it like this. That creates the world's biggest bridge, but there's nothing stopping me. I mean, I could either do a tunnel. Just like that for a second. To where this runs in. Now, high-speed train lines is all about the speed limit, and that means we're causing the train to slow down quite dramatically. So sometimes doing sharp bends and turns like that is not the way you want to go about it. Now, I'll delete that bit of road. We'll add it back in just a minute. So, oh, whoopsie-daisy. So what it's about is the angles in which the train can maintain its speed. So look at the speed limit going through all this bend right now. That works out perfect for us. So if that's how the train's going to run, let me just get this road back in now. So I don't want it to... There we go. Make it go under as a bridge. Nice. Nice. So the train line is now actually connected to Nagpur. Not probably the best way in which I would have done it, but it's connected none the least, okay? Now, it does mean I can extend the station all the way up, but I'm just going to drop in some signals before we can get it all set up. So, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Oh, didn't get that one in, did I? Bam. And then let me just get this initial one in here. And there's room to just maybe squeeze one in here. Right. That works out fairly well. So, what I'll do now then, I've still got to upgrade the remainder of the high-speed train tracks, but what I'll do now is I'll press play. Okay, and then we'll see how New Delhi first initially bounces back. So it's at, let's just round it up to 650. Let's just say we lost 200, and now we're rounding it up to 650. So those numbers are a lot more exaggerated than what they actually are. So that means now then, we've got new bridges for them to cross on, which is glorious. We've got a multitude of bridges right now. We've got 3 options in total, 2 more options than what they originally had, which would hopefully disperse the traffic a whole lot easier. Okay. Now, it probably still will be busy around here, but allow the city to grow back. So without me doing anything right now, the city is slowly bouncing back. Okay. It's like a big dip, but it is slowly bouncing back. But this is what we got to take a look at. New Delhi. The boost percentage right now is 30%. Right, we've increased the amount of, I won't say we've increased private traffic, I think that's remained all the same, but we're now about to implement public transportation, which means this percentage here will increase, which that percentage will increase, which the target population will increase. And that's why we have to destroy cities, guys, because they grow back bigger when you implement public transport. Right, so high-speed train line then, manage this. So when it gets to Nagpur, which is just here. So he goes Hyderabad to Nagpur, then back to Hyderabad. So we then make it go to now, pause, New Delhi, and then back to Nagpur. So Nagpur is no longer an end route. New Delhi is. So we get it to have the ability to utilize all 4 stops if needed. Okay? And that will have commuter lines and whatever coming in, however we set it all up. It's completely different to how we've done any of the other lines. So that is now situated perfectly, which now means New Delhi has train connections. Now I'm just going to double check in Nagpur that we're on the correct size. We're actually got to flip it now around, so it doesn't crisscross as it is. So I don't know whether it would have updated New Delhi straight away. Right, so now we've got destinations, and those destinations will keep increasing. We've already gained 10%, 20%. So we'll see what that number kind of bottoms out at before anything else. But all of a sudden right now, New Delhi's got connections. It can go wherever it wants to go. So our target population will increase. We've now gone from 650 now up to 700 already. Bearing in mind, we were at like just under 850 was the number before. So we could see it dramatically change, you know, right in front of our eyes. Now, lots of vehicle traffic coming over. They all want to go in different directions. So that's where you can see New Delhi's really going to benefit from having a few commuter lines and public transport just in general. So we're at 711 right now, boys. The number's still increasing. We're up 60%. So we'll give that some time and we'll come back to it. So this is all happening before a train has even arrived. There is now a train on the way, but it will take a while right now. It will take a few loops for the trains to figure out what's going on, because we've now all of a sudden got a new line, or new destination on the line, I should say. Okay, it's now up to 90%. Guys, you have to realize right now why I do this, but you also have to realize is New Delhi is about to have an explosion. It wants its target population to be 1,700. 1,800, which is an extra 1,000 more residents. Look at the size of the city right now, it's 700. It wants to double that and more for its target population. It almost wants to triple it. Oh my goodness me. Right, that train's coming in now. I don't think it'll pick anybody up or drop anybody off because it needs a while to kind of cycle through the loop again. So you got to give that a little bit of time. So in the meantime then, while we do wait, let's upgrade the rest of the line and upgrade the trains. So high-speed trains here, let's manage the vehicles and select them all, and we're going to now replace them all. So because of the distance it now travels, especially to the New Delhi area, it's going to pick up a lot of people. The distance it travels means it's going to make quite a bit of cash. So we've got the option to go electric, but I'm not really a fan of the electric trains. We've got multi-units for electric. These is what I prefer, or we've got diesel. Now, the electric variations, it all comes down to capacity. That's a really good capacity, but it's nearly 8 million a year to utilize. Does 220 though, so it is high speed. This metro liner does 193. I could have multiple metro liners, but I do like this though. Now, what we've got to figure out though is, let's just round that up to 8 million. Can I create a train that has this speed, this capacity, but less than 8 million a year in kind of, fees? Let's find out. So if I did go down the electric route, we're going to do it, actually, yeah, we'll do it by top speed. So this is what I've got electric-wise. This can go 200, so I can't get anything to go 220. So the fastest electric I can do is 200 kilometers, but that engine alone's 5 million. That's only 3 million off the train overall. Now, in terms of passenger wagons, this is the fastest one here at 200 kilometers. That's 400,000. Now, 10 of them would do 200 capacity, and that's 4 million. So you could argue, so far this is winning, right? What about diesel? Now, a diesel train, the fastest we've got is 188, this one. It's only 1 million a year. But the problem with electric is I've got to electrify the whole line. So I think what we'll do, guys, we will go for these. There's some pros and cons. It only carries 160, but we can then truly say we have an actual high-speed train line in India, right? Electrified. So before I do that then, I want to check it one more time. We're nearly at 850, which is about 100 away from what the city originally was. And we're still growing in destinations. That number's still getting big. Nearly 2,400. It now wants to triple the size. But it won't happen overnight. It takes a long time for the place to upgrade and update and all that. The vehicle traffic has really died down. Have you noticed this? Dramatically died down. So those extra bridges did help. Right, train line then. We're going to construct it. We're going to first convert all of the high-speed train line to actual high-speed tracks. Because for this longest time right now, this high-speed train line has not had high-speed tracks. So now it's time we do it. Alright, there we go, boys. All of this. The hard bit gets on the crisscross. Because there's multiple lines here you've got to upgrade. I think I just degraded it. Like a fool. Right, continue. Oh, I've got to do it in segments. Don't lie to me like this. Is it seriously making me do it in segments right now? Right, there we go. Back up again. Right, that's a nice... I like when they do the long, big, chunky bits. Because I can make some serious progress. Right, up to this station now. Now, this won't affect anything at all, because I don't think the trains that I've currently got right now can even reach the speed limits of high-speed train lines. I don't think they can even reach the speed of the commuter or the normal train track speed limits. Right, is this Hyderabad? Have I made it to Hyderabad right now? Right, yes, I have. Oh, I've got so far to go. Oh, this is the pain, boys. The pain right now of doing all this individually. But we knew it was coming. We knew it was something that's going to happen. Not all lines are going to be like this. Well, I need high speed, and then I've got to do electric. So, feel my pain when I've come to do the electric part of it. Right, there we go. If I upgrade this with like the electric, does it? No, it doesn't make it high speed as well. Okay, right, fine. So now we're only getting down to Bellary. All right, I gotta upgrade this here in case we buy any trains that do come out of it. We haven't even got to Bellary yet. This is just outside Bellary. It's not fun when it only upgrades in small segments. Right, we're on the way now to Bangalore. Right, outside, outside, inside, inside. Does it cost me much? Oh, wait, this is... Actually, I'm spending quite a bit of money. I didn't even realise. It does actually cost us quite a pretty penny. Right. Do the old Chrissy Crossy. There we go. Guys, I mean, I'm asking this too late right now, but is there a mod I can get that could do this? Like, I can select the whole line. It'd be funny if, you know, if a mod does exist, and I'd be like, damn, boys. Right, there we go. Bam, 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 bam. Right, we're in Coimbatore right now, I believe. So after this, there's only one more station. We then have to upgrade to high-speed train tracks. Actual legit high-speed train tracks. And then it's all about the electric. Which I wish you could do both variations of track at the same time. Alright, we're almost there. Almost there, boys. Last bit now. Last bit. Oh, don't do this to me. There we go. Almost couldn't get that last little section in. Right. We've actually now, we can confidently say our high-speed train line has high-speed tracks. That blue that you see is high-speed train tracks. And the only place we got them right now is on our high-speed train line. That is wild. That is wild. But now I've got to electrify the whole line. Now, some of the lines are already done, which is the newer line. It's the newer line that now is all okay. But the older line that I originally built, which is probably why it wasn't a good idea for me to build high-speed train lines so early on, because I knew I was going to have to upgrade them to electric at some point. Oh, okay. Some stuff already is electric, like the tunnel system there is. So that saves my bacon a little bit. There we go. That's all done. Now, everything in here is done. Oh, so we do have some bits that are electric. That's got to be when I've built it in the era where electric was available. Is it all good? Yes. Oh, nice big strips as well. Oh, another bit of the station that is done with electric. Right, there we go. This station's not. Coimbatore was okay, right? Yes. Yes. It's the whole crisscross is that they annoy me when it comes to upgrading. Which they're a godsend when it comes to building train lines. Absolute nightmare when it comes to trying to upgrade the tracks. Right. I just want to cry at this point, but just think of it, guys. Think of how big New Delhi's going to be by the time I get back up there. Think of the trains that I can now implement on here. The expensive trains that I'm now about to replace the whole line with. Which is fundamentally going to cripple me financially. But we can finally legitimately say it's no longer false advertising. I will have high-speed train lines. Electrified is the other part of the argument as well. Right, is this Hyderabad? I feel like this is Hyderabad. I could be wrong. It's Hyderabad, which means... Oh. We shouldn't have that far now to go. Alright, the underpass is okay. I think it's only here I've got to do now because everything else should be electric. Right? Okay, the station's not. That's all okay. Right, we're done. We are done. So does New Delhi look like as big as it was before? The answer is yes. New Delhi, right, is now bigger than what it was before I destroyed it. So would you look at that, boys? Would you look at that right now? And it wants to go up to 2,500 in size. Now, to make it grow to its target size, it's hindered by the big river, so it kind of will technically never reach its full potential because of the big river in the middle. Right, that's always going to be a bit of an annoyance for New Delhi. And let's officially upgrade the trains. So the trains hold 160, okay? And we're about to replace them with a train that also holds 160. So without doing anything, it's going to cost me $250 million right now to replace all the trains with these high-speed electric trains. No electric path? Wait, hold on. What do you mean no electric path? Have I missed somewhere and I don't realise? Right, where? Where, though? Clearly there's somewhere that I don't even know. Right, I'm now flying over. We're flying over. I've missed... Oh, there we go. Okay, apparently there's another place. Apparently there's somewhere else I've missed. Oh my goodness me, the station. What an idiot. What an idiot. Right, high-speed trains. Okay, not all of them could be replaced. And by not all of them, it was this one. So that gives us faster trains, but the same capacity right now. Currently the same capacity. So this is doing 1 2.8. It can now go a lot quicker. I mean, also as well, you got to be honest in the fact that some areas it won't reach the speed levels we allow it to. We completely understand that. But in some areas it can go faster than what it originally could. So that makes life amazing for us. Now, we're transporting the same amount of passengers, but you could argue we are now also more expensive. So on the high-speed train line, we're going to then implement 1, 2, 3 more trains. And that's to compensate for the expenses and the new additional distance it needs to travel. That's what we're going to be taking into account. Now, what we need to do is we need to give more connections to New Delhi to surrounding areas so we can just, you know, naturally bring more people over here. So I think what we'll do in the next episode is we'll set up a couple of streetcars. So without me building any commuter lines just yet, we could take a look at some streetcar situations to bring more people over. Unless we do go down the train route, the commuter line, I'm not too sure just yet what the best option would be. But there is also abilities for me to implement train stations in other areas. It hasn't got to be just based on this. But if I have to turn this into a bypassing route, then I could. But there's many directions in which we can run trains out and where we want to go. But there's also brilliant ways in which we can bring in places and vehicles and pedestrians and passengers. Pretty much on streetcars. I mean, having a route within New Delhi itself would be pretty good. But yeah, should be pretty good, boys. This train coming in right now. What speed limit will it reach before it has to slow down? Will it get to the 200 kilometers an hour? No, it's having to slow down now for the bend. But it got pretty close. It got pretty close. So how much money are you making, boy, when you get to this station? Oh, this is so good. This is so good, boys. Unload! 3 million it just made. So, expenses are higher, but income should be higher as well with the amount of passengers it has to kind of now bring in. This is going to be wild. That line's going to be ridiculous. And New Delhi itself, nearly 900 in terms of size. We give it a 220 boost in destinational growth. So what it wants to be is ridiculous. It wants to be a big city. But we need to kind of create ways in which we can bring more people to and from. That's so when the high-speed train line does make it over here, not only will it drop more people off, but it will also pick more people up on the way out of here as well. Wow. This is going to be wild, guys. So, next episode, we'll set up a nice spider web of streetcars, okay? That's what we'll do. Nice spider web of streetcars, bringing lots of people into the center of New Delhi to bulk up the high-speed train numbers. And then, once the cities around slowly grow, that's when we'll then start thinking about some additional commuter lines to take advantage of all the people kind of coming in and going to and from. It's going to be really, really interesting. Right, do we have another commuter train on the way yet? I'm trying to look right now. Are you one? Yes, that's already pretty much filled to the brim as well. It's crazy how quickly we can pick people up. Now, in Bangalore, we've got through the Mang to Bao amount of passengers right now, but there's a lot of people wanting to go to the high-speed train line. Over here, it's all high-speed train line as well. Hyde to Tin. Wow, that's now become very busy, right? Finances on that line, looking pretty good. We're going to implement 2 additional trains. So without actually changing or updating the trains, we'll just add 2 more in for that current line. Because there is a lot of people moving around. What is the capacity of those trains? It's 100. So an extra 200 capacity We'll see what happens as time goes on, but that is a lot of people right now, isn't it, boys? There's a lot of people. But you can see the advantages. Like, see Hyderabad right now? Now it's got commuter lines coming into it. You can see the advantages of how many passengers want to transport themselves to and from it. Nagpur is all based on streetcars as well. We got to take a look at this, because I bet you we kind of need to upgrade the streetcars. I bet you that's going to be a thing that we're going to have to do, but... Boy, oh boy, oh, the traffic's back, by the way. So that's another interesting thing as well. Once we implement some streetcars and a spider's web going in, it should really kill off the vehicle traffic. So, I think we'll end it here, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, good. Bye.